All right, my friends, welcome to episode 297 of Prof and Dev. He is back. Play games. My name is Larry, the professor at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Over there is Anthony, the dev at Summer Speak. Thanks to Bill for sitting in the last couple weeks, and we're glad to have the dev back. How's everything been? It's been weeks? 3 weeks?
3 weeks. 2 weeks of which I was on vacation, and then
And
a
then-
week getting home and surviving the hottest temperatures ever in Washington, Seattle state, like
Wow, they're the
area.
highest ever recorded.
ever recorded.
Damn.
I mean, I lived through the previous time this happened, like our previous high temp, like 11 years ago, but 12 years ago. But yeah, got right home and boom, right into 100-degree temperatures in Seattle. It's great.
Oh my gosh.
It's exactly
weird-
what we're designed for.
That's so strange that Seattle was that hot when it wasn't that hot here.
Oh, I know.
In
It's
that
just
time period.
just a weird weather thing going on, and where the jet stream was going, and high low pressure stuff. But I'm sure this is not the last time it's going to be happening. Extreme weather is probably on the horizon more and more. So,
Oh yeah, it's
Fun times.
Definitely not going to be an anomaly anymore, unfortunately.
but vacation was great. I got to see all the national parks in Colorado. And Colorado is a beautiful state.
Yeah, where'd you go?
highly
there?
recommend.
You went to. Did you go Pikes Peak? Is that a national park?
No, it's not.
Oh.
That's not in a national park. I love everyone's like Pikes Peak.
That's like,
I know that from a racing game.
No, I've been to Pikes Peak. That's why
Okay.
I was wondering if it was a national. I can't remember if it was a national park. or
No,
not.
it's not in a national park. So we flew into Denver, got our camper van, and went up to Rocky Mountain National Park,
Mm.
and then down to Great Sand Dunes, and then to Mesa Verde, and then to Black Canyon of the Gunnison. And then before flying out, got to head over to my friend Ben's house. He still
yeah.
lives in there, and yeah, we hung out for half a day, which was
That's
really cool. First time I've seen him in 15 years. So
Oh my gosh.
I know. We're like, this is dumb. Why haven't we seen each other more often? Like, but in general, beautiful state. Elevation gain is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm going from sea level to like most of the time I was sitting at like 8,000 feet above sea level at all these
Yeah.
places. It's noticeable. Like, oh my God, was I like, felt like I was going to die a few times. One, because this past year has made me a sloth, but also elevation was not helping in the feelings of physical exertion.
Yeah, it makes things like
pain.
twice as hard, man.
Yep. And the weird thing is with the temperatures there, it was like 90s most of the time, low 90s, which was fine. With the elevation, those temperatures felt hotter than the heat wave in Seattle when I got back because of the elevation.
Oh
Like-
yeah, right.
Like it's a real thing. The sun just feels way more intense.
I mean, you're a mile closer.
Yeah. And at
I love-
some points, I was 2 miles closer. Like,
Damn.
some places in Rocky Mountain National Park and other places, I was going over passes, and we were stopped at places that were 10, 11,000 feet
Right.
elevation. And you get the warning saying, like, the park rangers are like, be aware of altitude sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, headaches, and just if you're feeling bad, it's really important that you just kind of sit down. It's like, hadn't thought about that. Good to know. No
Thanks
one
for
in my
the
family
signs.
had that problem, but holy crap.
Drink some
uh,
water, get some oxygen in your system another way.
Yeah, it was really cool, though. Another 4 national parks down. They were really neat to see. And yeah, it's just a pretty beautiful state overall. Just a ton of different scenery and cool places to go. So, yeah, it was a good 2
Awesome.
weeks, though. It's been a long time since we went on vacation.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
we're just
COVID
like,
kind of
oh, this feels
forced everyone
great.
Not to.
Yeah.
Right.
It feels so
So-
good.
Yeah. How was that plane ride? That must have been weird after so long. of not doing it.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I mean, the most annoying thing, and which I'm happy everyone did, was keeping your mask on the entire time.
Mhm.
But man, keeping your mask on for an entire plane ride, ugh.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I'm like, I get it, I can. I'm not one of those people. I can handle leaving it on, but it's just, you're just like, wow, my face is sweating. I don't like this.
Well, thanks for keeping everyone healthy.
Yeah, everyone's healthy. We made it back. happy to be back. I briefly saw a little bit about E3. Where was I when I quickly saw that? When we were leaving Rocky Mountain National Park, I had cell service. So I saw a very little bit of Nintendo's.
Oh, you actually saw it live? Kind of
A
thing?
little bit, like
Okay.
5 minutes, and it started cutting out during the Metroid thing. So
I was say, which 5 minutes did you see? That's
I
a
saw
pretty good 5
Metroid.
minutes.
I saw a brief that they were doing a Metroid. I didn't get to see Breath of the Wild 2's trailer until I got home. God, what else did they announce? I don't even know.
A lot, Advance Wars.
Oh yeah, the Advance Wars stuff.
WarioWare. A bunch of I hate to say B tier, but like in a good way,
Kind of.
like things that people have been wanting to see for a long time coming back.
Yeah,
and then Metroid's just the big one.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say, watching all the E3 stuff being home, I'm pretty underwhelmed overall.
Yeah, I felt Xbox I thought was really interesting. Nintendo was pretty interesting. The rest was like just not interesting at all. So overall, I felt the same.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. Like, I am excited for Metroid Dread, but then I also watch the trailers and I'm like, it looks a little rough at the moment. Still, to me, like literally just they took Samus Returns. It looks like Samus Returns.
It does.
Up-resed it a bit, and that's what they're just going with.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's what it's going to look like. I mean,
and which it just, I don't know, some of the animation and stuff in the trailer and stuff just felt a little rough. Like, I feel like it's fine on like the 3DS, but in a more powerful, more fluid system, I'm just like, this look a little rough. So I don't know. I'm sure it will be fine, but
it just looks a little un-Metroid to me.
A little bit. That's probably a better way to say it. It looks a little bit like that.
Which is fine. Like I think it'll be a fun game, but like I had the same reaction where it looked like shined up of the Samus Returns, but I didn't necessarily think that was a good thing, actually. So
yeah,
but gameplay is king, so we'll see how it plays.
Yeah. It has the same counter system as Samus Returns. Like it feels like Samus Returns was their test bed to make this,
right?
Or they're like, oh shit. Metroid Prime 4 is like many years away. We got to get something else out.
Well, and Sakamoto said, I think it's Sakamoto, who's in some of the interviews in Treehouse was like, we've been looking for an external partner. So yeah, I really think Samus Returns is like, okay, can you do something with this? If so, maybe you're the external partner we need to make this game that, we wanted to make, 15 years ago, it didn't have the tech to do. So I'm glad it's coming out. It looks good. I'm going to buy it for sure. I'm a little pissed that I didn't know I wasn't ready for the special edition and the amiibo shit to go on sale that day. I just wasn't like on the spot there. I was because with my daughter or whatever. So I missed all that.
Clearly I wasn't. So
yeah, you missed it too.
I missed all of that. I was somewhat disappointed that there was no Switch Pro at all still.
But they had said many times ahead of time, we are not showing anything but software.
I know.
I feel like they laid it out.
It's still just one of the things I'm just like, is this actually happening or not at this point?
No. I mean, if it is, like, why now? They're still selling like gangbusters. I don't think they need to goose the numbers yet.
Yeah. But because I'm ready for a more powerful Switch, please. Just give it to me. I mean, we still have the Breath of the Wild 2 potential time frame for that.
No way.
And honestly, that trailer did nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer, and this is my hot take, was very disappointing to me.
And what was disappointing about it?
It was boring.
Yeah.
It was the same old Zelda shit. And like, that's cool. But the first trailer intrigued me a lot. This one I was like, cool. You've added Sky stuff. And I'm still just playing as Link. Still fighting Big Bad now under floating Hyrule Castle. It didn't show me enough to make me be like, oh, this is dramatically different or exciting. I think mechanically, if like Breath of the Wild is a great game, and this will probably, if it just met that same bar as the first game, it'll be a good game. But I want them to push further.
Well, they're gonna have it seems like they're gonna have some sort of new mechanics with this robot arm or whatever he's got.
Yeah.
Which could be interesting. I think like for me, the Breath of the Wild trailer was interesting. I just feel like they're kind of doing the tease again. Like, is that
Yeah.
a different character besides Link? Like, are we going to play as Zelda? Like, no. The answer is no. That they don't care. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But because there is I thought so little to push forward what they started with that first trailer with like the mystery of the reverse time and whatever else. This is not going to hit in 2022. I think they don't have enough to show.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt looking at it. Was
Yeah.
They had to show something.
Yes, exactly.
And this is what they could put together.
Yep,
but I don't feel like it showcased it that well.
Exactly.
Overall.
I felt the same way. Like, if we don't show Breath of the Wild 2, first of all, fans are going to riot, but also like stockholders want to see like this thing is coming along. So, or shareholders or whatever.
It's coming along, and that's fine.
2023. Mark my words.
I could see it. I could see it being held. I mean, it's also Nintendo. They're not going to force it out if it's not ready.
No, not going to force it out. They've been fucking hit hard by COVID. For certainty. Yeah, I just don't see it. Anything besides Nintendo that stood out to you from E3?
The Microsoft stuff was interesting to me, but like another point of disappointment where I was kind of just disappointed was that Bethesda showed Starfield, but not really.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, God, you're just giving me like this hype cinematic-ish trailer. So what the hell is the actual game? And then they come out and say, well, it's like Skyrim, like in space, roughly. Right. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I could have guessed that. Everyone could have guessed Skyrim in space. But again, I was hoping for more than that. But I guess not right now. And that's 2022, they said so far, I believe.
2022, 11/11/2022.
22. So, yeah. So I assume next E3 will get a lot more on it. But still, I was like, okay, you've shown me a space trailer that is very similar to many other space trailers. So, again, with the disappointment, I just don't feel like anything was bringing trailers with a lot of excitement. Like, that's what it felt like. I was like, these are all by the numbers in a lot of ways. And that's expected because of COVID in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but I thought that while that's true, for once Microsoft brought games, and they're like, here's game after game after game.
They did bring lots of games.
Yeah, even if it's not, I personally think they showed enough of Starfield, but mainly because I don't really care about it. Last time they
didn't show anything.
Well, but they showed more than they did 2 years ago, which was like, here's a logo. Now it's like, okay, here's a countdown or what the fuck ever it was.
Here's a 3D engine where we're showing cinematics.
Like, yeah, but in terms of the hype cycle, like for me, it aligns. Like, here's the title card. Next, here's some abstract cinematic thing. Next, we're gonna get a deep dive. Whatever. I mean, it's a ways away. So, I just thought, like, if you don't have Game Pass, like if you don't have an Xbox and you don't have Game Pass, like their thing did not much for you. But man, as a Game Pass advertisement, the Xbox thing was fucking awesome. Yeah, and like Yakuza Like a Dragon. Glad I waited.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of how it feels with a lot of games. If they're on PC, they're probably coming to Game Pass at some point. Trying to think, what else did they show there? The Sea of Thieves, Pirates of the Caribbean thing. I'm like, sure, whatever.
Duh. Like, eventually that was going to happen. Oh my god, it's so cool. I think it looks cool. I'm not going to play it, but I think it looks cool.
Yeah. I wish I liked Pirates of the Caribbean more. I saw the sequels, and that was not good. It's like another series like The Matrix that should never have had sequels. The first movie is great, and then they tried to do so much more in those sequels and expand the world and everything. You don't need to, really.
Sometimes a Rogue One is okay.
Yeah, sometimes a single movie is fine. That's good. So that looks fine. Yeah, they said Outer Worlds 2. That one was shown. I'm like, okay. Maybe they'll have a bigger budget this time.
Oh, surely they will.
Yeah.
They're all on their own with Private Division, I guess, publishing last time.
Yep. The Redfall thing seemed interesting, the vampire shooter thing from Arcane, which honestly, as I'm like, cool, it's Dishonored vampires.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me as well.
Do your thing, Arcane. You do it well. Just keep doing it.
Well, now like they get to keep doing this kind of art house. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but kind of games, and not worry too much about not critical sales. It goes in the Game Pass. It's just bolstering the Game Pass,
yeah,
portfolio.
That's a very different thing for most of these companies now, developers. And then
I wonder if as a developer, if you don't have to think about this thing selling and you just get to make what you want to, but also your corporate overlords want or whatever, but you don't have to worry too much about we need to have this hit 1 million sales or we can never make a game again. Does that make things easier?
Kind of, but there's always going to be another metric. So sales aren't going to be a thing. They're going to be how many people downloaded it, how long did they play it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
There'll be another way that the corporate overlords measure success, because there's one thing a giant corporation will always do is it wants a way to measure its return on investment.
Well, and you're right, because there was, obviously you're right, but there was a report from somewhere, maybe it was from Epic itself, where every single time they release a free game on Epic, they count how many new, I don't know, how many downloads or new subscribers or whatever, and that's another metric. This didn't bring in very many people. Maybe that's the same thing for Game Pass.
And I bet it exactly will be the same thing for Game Pass. It's the same thing Netflix does on their shows. They don't release public information on how many people watched. What was the thing that came out this week? Fear Street.
What?
Do you remember those novels from the 90s? Late 80s, early 90s? The R.L. Stine Fear Street things? You ever hear of those? Do you know R.L. Stine?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Goosebumps. So, he did a high school horror series called Fear Street. And suppose that Netflix put a movie out that's based on it, and it's set in 1994. I haven't watched it, but I'm sure the metrics that Netflix does of is this successful is how many people actually watched it.
Yeah.
How many people clicked it to start it? How many people finished it? How many new subscriptions did we get during that time? How many people canceled during that time?
Mm-hmm.
They're tracking all of that, and I feel like to run a successful subscription service like Game Pass, Microsoft has to be monitoring the same stuff, because they want to put stuff out that will draw people in and keep people. So that's the thing. I feel like if Outer Worlds 2 comes out and it doesn't do great in drawing people in, or not a lot of people engage with it being there, that will just be said, well, you don't make another one of those. Sorry.
Yeah, right. I think in the aggregate, the E3 showcase told me as a casual Xbox player, as a casual Game Pass player, that's not the first place I play PC games. That's probably that's the third place I'll play it. It's Steam. If not Steam, it's Epic. If not Epic, I'll take a look at Game Pass. It tells me I'm keeping my subscription to Game Pass just because the odd day that I want to play something that they've got up.
Yep.
They put in quite a few, either the first party games that are coming out, or again Yakuza, Like a Dragon. Now that I know that's on there, things like that, those kind of games, those third party games are going to make me want to keep it, just because I know in a year or 6 months maybe something else will be good in that vein. So good on you, Microsoft. Finally had a good E3. I thought if you're going to say won, I feel like they won.
Yeah. What else did I watch? Stuff from Square Enix's thing, Guardians Tactics game. Fine, I'm up for a tactics game. I don't really have a love for generally, I would say, I was going to say comic based IP games, but it really just extends to most games based on some external IP. But I'll give it a shot. It's a tactics game. Why not? XCOM meets Guardians of the Galaxy. Could be fun. But they did show that Final Fantasy Origins, Team Ninjas.
Did you get a chance to play that demo?
No. Is it out?
Yeah, it's out, and then I think it's off the store now. It was only out for 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, no. It probably went up while I was on vacation.
It did, yeah, it did for sure. I got into it, and it's a game. I think if I liked Souls more, maybe I'd be like, oh, this is interesting. Or if I liked Souls and Final Fantasy both more, maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, this is something interesting. But as it was, I was like, I'm not super interested in this.
I want to try it. Maybe a demo will show back up again at some point. But I was pretty happy to see all of the pixel remasters.
Are you okay?
I won't get all of them, but I want Final Fantasies 3, 5, and 6 in Pixel
and you're
Remaster.
cool with them just being iPad or mobile and Steam.
Well, currently, I assume they're coming other places.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, but I have a feeling they'll show up on other platforms here over time. Yeah, pretty much. That's where I'm holding. I'm like, okay, I see these, and you say they run on mobile, so that means they'll run on Switch. So let's just make that happen when it's time. And I think they come out into this month, so I wouldn't be surprised if they show up to Switch around holiday.
That'd be cool.
There's something to be said about just rolling these games out on different platforms over time to keep them in the news, rather than dropping them all at once.
Yeah, that's smart as well. As somebody who would probably buy 6 on whatever it comes on first, 6 months later, if it then comes out on Switch, I might double dip, as opposed to if they come out at the same time, I'll just choose one. So
yeah. So, but yeah, there's 3 of them that I'll pick up that I enjoy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the stuff. Ubisoft showed. The Mario vs. Plus Rabbids sequel.
And Nintendo leaked their own fucking thing.
Yes, they did. I saw that before I left because I messaged you. I think that was the morning I was leaving.
Yes,
I was in the airport.
When you were in the airport.
I was in the airport gonna fly to Denver, and I saw that had leaked. Which is great. Cool. I'm ready. Give me more.
Dude, and it's not. There's no date. I don't even think they said next year, or maybe they did say next year. There's a year on it. But it looks quite. I don't know, different. It looks different than the original one. They've added different combat mechanics, and it looks like they're not just going to do the same thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, just hopefully it's building upon the foundations they had and just pushing the mechanics farther, doing the different things. Like that's always fun. Keep it exciting. So that was one of the things that I was actually excited about. I haven't watched the trailer for it. I just saw that it got it. So
yeah, they had a like a kind of like a cinematic trailer. Then they also had like a gameplay trailer, and it looks good. I'm struggling to remember what the difference is. It's like not grid based, or like it's more free flowing somehow. I can't remember exactly what it was. It's like tangential to what it was. Like still recognizable, but slightly different.
But still turn based.
Yeah, still turn-based.
It's turn-based. It's just like movements might be a little bit different. Honestly, if they could pull off the non-grid thing,
I think they did take the grid away.
I would love a game that could. Well, that's cool. So yeah, that's kind of my overall take. Was came back, watched trailers, and was like, this was uneventful to somewhat disappointing.
Once, yeah, exactly.
Which matches COVID times, like. Most studios have nothing to show right now, and they are scraping stuff together to show that, like, yes, we are still making these things.
It almost feels like there's no reason for them to even show up. Like, maybe not Square, but who was it? Capcom.
Yeah.
Why? You don't need to be there.
Yeah.
You have nothing to show. So I don't know, but yeah, I think it's mainly a product of we lived through 2020. And they didn't produce a lot, and so here we are.
Yep.
Speaking of living through 2020, now we're opening up, and I can go out to my favorite tea shop and get some tea in person, which is nice. But some people are opening up conventions to the public.
They are
somewhere near you, in fact.
Yeah, this past week, PAX West put ticket sales up. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I can't. It was Wednesday. It was the 30th. It was the 30th, I believe. But PAX West opened, and they put ticket sales up, and ticket sales went up, and you could buy tickets. And then an hour later, you could still buy tickets. 4 days, and an hour later, you could still buy tickets, any ticket. And an hour later, same. It was 6 hours ish before 4-day passes completely sold out.
That's crazy.
And as of right now, you can still buy tickets, up to 4 tickets for any day. Single day you'd want to go.
And usually everything sells out within hours, right?
Within like 15 minutes.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
It's fast.
Yeah.
Maybe there's Monday tickets for like up to an hour. But no, PAX usually just, if you're not ready for that announcement that tickets are on sale and get in the queue, you're not getting tickets. And this is scheduled for September. I can't remember. It's whatever Labor Day weekend is. As normal, it's happening here in Seattle at the convention center. And this is the thing they won't say, and I'm wondering, I'm like, are they selling the same number of tickets? Even are they?
Gosh, I fucking hope not.
Is it reduced capacity? Are they going, because the fire capacity of the place is like 90,000 people? So are they selling tickets for that many people, or are they reducing it? Because they're not requiring a whole lot of protections. I mean, you don't have to be vaccinated, which, okay, but I think they might require you to wear masks while in. Okay.
Oh, I thought you said no vaccine, no mask.
No, I was definitely no vaccine. They think they do require masks while on the harassment, but they don't even say on the page to buy. Like, you have to wear a mask. So, who knows? Who knows at this point? What kind of distancing they'll have there, mask requirements.
I mean, it's going to be so hard to enforce that I imagine there won't be any.
That's kind of my thought. It's the same thing with like the requiring vaccines. It's like enforcement would be insane. So they're not. Oh, they're going to do a temperature check at the door. I knew that. To get in, at security, you'll get your temperature taken. But they're only turning you away if you have a temperature above 100.4. So you might not have COVID, but you have a 100-degree temperature and you're still coming in. Pass that stupid sickness around.
God. Fucking hell. Like, how about higher than 99.5? Go away.
It's something. It's like, no, go. Don't be here.
Yeah, it's not time to do this, folks. I'm sorry. I know people are excited to like get back out there and mingle, but yeah, there are there was a God, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. The first concert the Foo Fighters had in LA area, I think.
Yeah.
Vaccinated people only, and people lost their shit. And I was yes, I love this band.
Who was the thing? Because I saw a clip from that. Dave Chappelle came out and sang.
Oh, that was did he do it in LA too? Because he came out in New York to sing.
No, that was in New York, and that was a vaccinated event as well. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That was like, was that the first one they did, or was LA the first one they did?
LA happened before New York.
And okay.
From my understanding, but they were the first ones to open up Madison Square Garden, so they were the first ones there.
And they're just like, all you vaccinated people, enjoy. We're gonna rock you.
Yep, but if you're not vaccinated, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
which is my preference. For sure. But yeah, it's not time. And I'm sure presenters or studios and whatever else are like, yeah, we're going to sit this one out.
Oh, wait, here we go. I looked at PAX now. Face coverings are required.
Okay.
While in the convention center.
Okay. That's a positive thing.
Temperature screening happening, which maybe is fine for COVID, but will allow other things to come in.
That could be better.
Sanitization, like increased sanitization and hygiene. So antibacterial hand cleansers and stuff all over the place. Reduced capacity.
Oh,
PAX West will be reduced capacity from prior years. Attendance and badges will be very limited.
And it's still not sold out.
Nope.
Interesting.
I shouldn't laugh, but it's true. And they still will want physical distancing at all exhibitor booths. So 6 feet in lines. Those lines are going to be huge.
They're going to be super long. Yeah. I don't know if you have, I know it's a big convention center, but that's going to be a lot of space.
Well, so here's the thing. And my other point on this is I don't know any company that's going to want to go exhibit here.
All right.
None. Like, I will already say System Era already like noped out like immediately. It was like, nope, not sending any of our employees there to work a booth.
Yep. Right.
And I can only imagine big companies like Nintendo and Microsoft, Sony, are like, hell no, we don't want a possible transmission vector back to us. Like, so I honestly have no clue who was going to exhibit at this.
Yeah, what's the draw if no one is there?
Yeah. They don't have a schedule up right now. They don't have an exhibitor list. This is July. This is happening in 2 months.
Because I could see like panel discussions being relatively safe for the quote unquote talent. Like I'm on a stage away from everybody. I can stay distance from people before I get on stage and while I'm on stage and then get the fuck out.
Yep.
So if people in the audience want to be that close to people, then I guess they can. But in terms of the booths and stuff, like that, you don't get a choice about being close to the public. And I'm sure they would be like, nah.
So I don't know how this is even going to look. And it's why I'm like, I'm not going this year. This is just one. I relatively feel like I could go myself and be safe, vaccinated, and the whole thing. Like, I'm like, fine, can wear masks and go through. But I'm like, why would I even want to? Like, is there anything that could happen here that makes me like want to take that risk? No, nothing at all.
No, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I don't see the risk benefit ratio is way out of whack. Especially if you have kids. I mean, you do. Like the off chance that you bring something home to your kids, like that's supposedly very, very low. But with being vaccinated, but I don't think it's zero.
Yeah, nothing's zero. I mean, even vaccinated, it's not zero that we could get COVID. Like
no. The idea is that it's just like you won't be hospitalized. Ideally, But still, like it's not worth it.
Yeah, and so there's part of me that wonders how much this is controlled by Reed Pop, who does all these conventions.
Mm-hmm.
And where they run and manage PAX, all the PAXs now. Like, it's not the Penny Arcade crew manages the conventions. So I bet there's just an agreement here that Reed Pop is just going to do this, like it or not, from them. Like,
well, and Penny Arcade couldn't say no.
I don't think so.
Oh, that sucks. So that's your name,
Yeah. I have a hard time believing that he could say no at this point.
Yeah.
Because I think Reed Pop also puts some of the Comic-Cons, like New York Comic-Con, and I think they do Emerald City Comic-Con as well, like a bunch of the non-San Diego ones.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, because I remember that name when we were up there, or when I was up there, I guess.
So, I mean, their whole company is built around conventions, and they have not been doing it for a year.
Well, yeah, same thing with Comic-Con. They're like, we need to make money.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at. So that's what's going to happen. I just don't think it's time. Maybe next year it's possible. And that just all depends on how variants play out over the next year.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are also talking about, it was looking online to the ticket sales going up, that there's international people can't travel here for this. And PAX does draw a large international audience. Like, there's a bunch of people from Canada that are like, we don't know if we can even come down for it. We're not buying tickets.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a huge impact overall. Like, just international travel is really disrupted still. So any of these big conventions, it will be super hard to get the same draw. No, I don't think it's time at all. And from a business standpoint, from a public standpoint, from an exhibitor standpoint, no one really... Well, the business wants it, but the other two do not want it right now. Like,
yeah,
not at all.
That neat Venn diagram is not working out very well. I don't know. It's like a testing ground for people who are like ready, I guess. But I fear what that's going to bring to the communities that those people go back to.
It's going to bring a whole new term to PAX Pox.
Yeah, exactly. PAX Plague.
Yeah. So, oh boy, right. we're in for it. I think it's going to be a fun... This will start it, and it will probably be through the next following year to the next September on how little things like this will pop up, but just testing the water, see how it goes.
Well, as a nation, we really want to be out of the woods on this, and we're not. And you can't will yourself out of the woods. Sorry, folks. Especially if, 50% of the population is not getting vaccinated?
Yeah. But Larry, we're Americans. We can manifest destiny.
Oh my God, I know. Rugged individualism means that I can conquer this virus on my own. Also, 5G.
Exactly.
Have you heard about the 5G?
Have you heard?
They're putting chemtrails in my blood, Anthony.
I know. Did I ever tell you about the time I tweeted about chemtrails as a joke, and I actually got like serious replies telling me how they couldn't believe I didn't believe in chemtrails?
No,
it was pretty hilarious. It was really hilarious. I made just some facetious tweet making fun of chemtrails. Sorry to all of you listening that believe in chemtrails causing all sorts of awful things. They don't. There's no such thing. So, but man, I was not prepared for like randos on Twitter to find that tweet within like 20 minutes.
Dang. Yeah. That's why I mainly staff social media. I don't
It's
even know
fine.
why
I
I say
immediately
my
just
Twitter
blocked them.
handle.
I laughed more than anything.
I don't even check Twitter. I don't even know why I give my Twitter handle at the beginning of the fucking show.
I
I just
know.
don't even look at social media anymore. I guess if Reddit counts as social media, which it probably does. I look at Reddit,
does.
not Reddit.
In a weird way, but they're all different.
Yeah.
I can handle Twitter, but that's just because I don't post anything and I just follow people what they post. So
yeah, my wife uses Twitter all the time. She does still use Facebook too. I'm like, really?
Law.
I know. She hears that from me all the time. She's like, there are actually some really nice like mothers groups. I'm like, okay.
There was a lot of nice groups that I had, but it was not worth me giving that company any of my data or money.
Yeah, I agree. And I haven't like logged into Instagram in like 3 months. I'm like, I should just delete that too.
Don't
delete it or don't use it.
Don't use it.
Yeah,
it's just funny because I was talking to my wife about it because she has Instagram and uses it. I have Instagram, but I don't really use it. But it's like whenever you start looking at it, and she was looking at it this way too, of just like, man, I see a lot of drama on Instagram. Like I see a lot of cool things and just nice pictures of what I want to follow, but then I just see these random drama that gets in the like comments that get highlighted. And she's like, I know it's Instagram/Facebook trying to drive engagement.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Let's put the controversial comments up, so those are the things that you can see immediately next to the picture. To try to get you to engage with it more and it's gross. It's super gross. I hate it.
Yeah,
it doesn't
much. It doesn't matter the consequences of the impact. It's just we want eyeballs and clicks.
Yep.
And whatever happens because of those things, we don't care.
Because that's how you make money.
Fuck it. So
that's the
late
entire
stage
way
capitalism
they make money.
is our problem.
Yeah, kind of. I don't even like social media's a mistake. Yeah, so that's fun times. But I'm weirdly still on Twitter, and I'm okay with Twitter. So
yeah, I mean, I think part of the problem too is basically that you can curate your bubble. You know,
I curate my bubble on Twitter for what I'm wanting to see, which isn't actually a lot. I would say political opinions or anything. Like that's not what my Twitter is about. It's like video, like show me video games that I might not see.
Yeah, right.
Because that's how I see a lot of industry stuff.
Well, that's kind of the same thing that for me with Reddit. It's baseball subreddit, it's PS5, and it's music theory. And that's mainly what I see on Reddit. Like that's hard to be controversial there.
Yeah.
Although people still manage it.
Oh yeah. And the key thing with me with Twitter is generally, if you're not following a bunch of people who are applying to something else, you never see the replies to the tweets. And so unless you choose to go and engage and start reading through replies to a tweet, you don't see it. At least I don't. So I'm just like, cool, I'm never going to do that. Because I never want to read anyone's reply or comment to anything on the internet.
It's like YouTube, man. Like reading YouTube comments are just like, what the fuck?
At one point I had a browser plugin that blocked like YouTube comments. So I couldn't even see them.
Oh my god,
like
that sounds
just
amazing.
Get rid of them.
Yes, exactly.
I don't have them anymore, but it trained me, just don't look at the comments ever. It's not worth it.
That makes things sound amazing.
It does. The internet's a lot better whenever you're not just randomly coming across everyone just spouting random opinions and hot takes all the time.
Yep. Oh, just like the algorithm on YouTube is like, what was the our friend Travis sent me a video that was like, was COVID made in a lab? And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And it's like actually a video that the premise is like, we don't really know, but probably not. And like, stop being so fucking crazy about this whole situation or whatever. But because the algorithm is such, like, you have to have titles that are provocative. And then just asking that question makes me think your premise is yes. And the fucking, conspiracy shit, tinfoil comes out. But that wasn't the case. So. Yeah,
the algorithm's terrible. It's all terrible.
Everything is terrible. Thanks for our podcast.
Everything is terrible. Cool.
Which publishes on YouTube. What have you been playing?
So on vacation, I did not get to play nearly as much as I had intended because I was exhausted. I passed out most nights. Yeah. So I played about 10 hours of Dragon Quest XI while on vacation, which is farther than I ever gotten it in the demo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've played like another 10 since being home. Uh, it does a lot of fun things with flipping tropes,
Yeah.
fantasy tropes, and it continues to do it pretty consistently as you play the game. And I have a lot of respect for it doing that. And then doing a lot of things where I'm like, oh, you got me again. You surprised me. That's cool.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't notice any of that.
You probably didn't play far enough to see it because it does it pretty. I don't know. How far did you play of the demo or any
I'm
of it?
playing the main game, but still, I'm sure I'm not past the demo.
Yeah, are
I
you
I,
still in the starting townish area, or
I
did you go
think
to the main
so.
city? Did you go to the
I'm at,
big city yet?
I did, yes.
Have you talked to the king?
Not yet.
There you go. So
Okay.
yes, you're before the starting of a bunch of twists and
Oh,
like
cool.
just again, you're like, oh, I think I know what type of story this is. This is the same story from that Dragon Quest does. You're the special person. You go through it, and it's like,
Hmm.
actually, let's twist that a little bit. Let's change
That's
things
cool.
around. And it keeps a very humorous tone throughout, jovial tone, while also being pretty serious sometimes. So I think it's really good. I can see why people really get into it. I'm finding it really, which is weird. So I don't know. Maybe it's an
And you're
easy
playing just like
game.
a
I don't
normal
know.
normal difficulty.
Yeah, normal difficulty, just going, and I'm just trouncing all the bosses that I've come across so far.
Oh wow.
Uh,
Okay.
so I don't know. I'm not like grinding. I'm just doing what the game tells me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The crafting system is fun when you get it. It's like more of a little bit of a skill based crafting system. I can't even really explain it, but it's not just
That
like,
was
hey,
like
I
a
want to craft this weapon. It's like, no, you might want to craft that weapon. Now you get to actually do things to craft that weapon.
is like a mini game kind of
Little
setup.
mini games going on there. Um,
Huh.
and if you do well at the mini game, you make the weapons and armors can be at +1, +2, or +3, so you can make them better.
That's cool.
If you do well during the crafting. It's not like a time based crafting thing. It's more of a tactical crafting thing. So yeah, it was a cool little addition there. Party members are cool. I just got to the point where I can go and like explore the full world. I got a boat, so I can travel the oceans.
Oh, nice.
And explore the world. Um, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And that's all I've really been playing. I played an hour of the demo of The World Ends with You, Neo.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Super stylish, like most stylish RPG since Persona 5.
Oh wow, wow, wow.
It's just a really like it's different style than Persona 5, but it's just style and music throughout.
Yeah.
Like I said, I only played like an hour of it, so I haven't got super into it, but pretty excited for that one overall. I think it comes out later this. I think that's all I've been playing. Because weirdly, I got home. Work has been not hell, but has been a lot. Um, because I've been on vacation,
Yeah, of
and then
course.
I come back and I'm getting my head around what's happened in 2 weeks. And then another designer just went on vacation this past week, for a week and a half, and then the other designer leaves on Wednesday, so I'll be the only designer for like half a week for the
Oh
entire.
shit.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh god, damn it. So I've been very randomized by work because I just have to jump into lots of different conversations and figure out what the context is for what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and so I can give proper responses with full information. So most nights I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. So I've been building and painting miniatures.
Oh, that's cool.
um,
That's a nice
yeah,
stress relief.
it is a nice stress relief. So that's where like a way where I'll just either put music on or I'll put some random Netflix show on or Disney Plus or wherever and just paint. Very passive in that way of consuming of media and then just actively just looking at a miniature and trying to make it look good. So that's kind of my life right now, which is fine.
That's a pretty nice life.
It is a nice life. Yeah. Uh, I just want to be less randomized at work, but
Yes. Well, when they all come back, maybe.
yes, that will alleviate itself in time.
Cool
That's
stuff.
just how it goes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what have you been playing? I mean, I haven't heard 3 weeks of what you've been.
Man, not much. I'm experiencing a fairly deep midlife crisis. Um, I am so deep into music creation and music theory and just collaborating on musical projects that I have played Mass Effect. And other than that, unless I'm playing with my wife or my daughter, I'm not playing any games. I have played nothing besides my Rocket League Thursday nights, um, or still playing Paper Mario with my daughter. But in general, Mass Effect, got through Novaria. I've
Nice.
got Pharos to do. I already have Liara. I'm probably, I'm over halfway through Mass Effect. I'm just spending a lot of time exploring a lot of the scanning planets and reading through the codex and reading through the descriptions of the different planets and, landing in different places. I ended up doing Bring Down the Sky, that
Okay.
DLC,
Yep.
which I've never done. And I was like, oh, I can land on this. I think it was an asteroid, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember this from Mass Effect 1. This is weird. And I was like, oh shit, is this the DLC? Did Anthony tell me not to play this or to play this? I can't remember. Oh well, I'm just doing it. So I played it. I really enjoyed that mission, basically to turn off all the motors or whatever,
Yeah.
the turbines and shit. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Mass Effect 1. I got Mario, I forget what the fuck it's called, Super Mario Super Golf or Mario
Oh yeah,
whatever,
Mario Golf.
New Mario Golf. And played it with my daughter and my wife, which was really cool. My daughter, like, she's totally able to play it. You just, choose your character and kind of, like, aim the direction you want to aim and just hit A, and that's kind of it. So she was able to play with us without modifying anything. So that was fun. But the thing that I played recently with my wife that I wanted to talk about is called, maybe you've heard about it. It was on Lego. Nope. It was on Apple Arcade for a while. It was, now it's on Steam and maybe other platforms.
Oh right.
Lego Builder's Journey, one of the two.
Yeah, I didn't know much about it at all. I haven't picked it up. I
It's
just showed that it showed up on Steam, and I was like, "What the hell's this new Lego game that has RTX?"
it's
Like,
fucking rad, dude. It's short. I think it's short. It's $20. I play with my wife. And I've heard it on so many different podcasts talking about how great this game is. And I was like, I'm just going to take a gamble for $20. I want another interesting game to play with my wife. So it starts out where there's like it could be a mother and a son, or a mother and a daughter, or a dad and a daughter, or a dad and a son, whatever you want to imprint onto it, are camping. And you need to get your little daughter or son, like, to follow the dad or mom. So you have this little Lego brick, and you've got to either move it so they can hop from one brick to the next, or rebuild the diorama. Basically, there's just a set of dioramas,
okay.
and it seems like there are different ways to complete the diorama to get them across. There's more. Looks like there's more than one solution. Because in one diorama, I obviously did not do what they intended because it looked like garbage, but it still worked. The person was able to hop across the bridge to get to the mom or dad. But it's like little puzzle boxes. And then when you complete it and they, reunite at the end, it swipes away and moves on to the next one. So it's just really, I don't know, in the first quote unquote world, whatever, like first set of puzzles, it's just like this backpacking adventure, and you're just connecting the two to follow each other down the trail. It's cool. Second one, like the dad or mom, whatever, goes to work, and the kid's kind of left alone, kind of building things on their own, waiting for mom or dad to come home, and it feels a little sad. And then you get to the third one, and the fucking kid makes this crazy ass robot, and then all of a sudden it's you and this robot going on adventures together, and it's like, where the fuck is this story going? There's no words, there's nothing, and you're just having to use Lego bricks to solve puzzles in each diorama.
Okay.
And it's cool, and I can't wait to play with my daughter to see if she thinks it's cool too. But my wife and I were both like, this is fucking awesome. But it's a little fiddly using the controller. It's definitely, obviously, it was originally designed for touch.
Yeah, so I assume mouse would probably work well still.
Yeah, probably.
Overall.
I was using the controller because we were sitting back on the couch.
Yeah. Huh.
But super cool, super super cool. So that was the main thing that I played this in the last 3 weeks. That was new. That I wanted to talk to you about.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been curious about it because I've had a couple friends pick it up on Steam, but I hadn't really checked out anything about like what it was about or anything like that beyond I saw an article that was just saying like, hey, this thing looks gorgeous with ray tracing on. And it's like you would never expect it to have ray tracing.
Yeah, that might explain some of the technical I didn't have any technical issues, but you know how Steam, you can put up the FPS counter, and I always have that in the corner.
Yeah.
And I was getting like 11 to 15 frames a second, and I was like, is that just like a aesthetic choice? My laptop was not plugged in, so it was on like
That would
you know,
do
like
it.
lower power mode. And I was like, this
Yeah.
is probably what's causing it, but I didn't know it had RTX. So if that's the case, then that would explain everything. So I'll play it when it's plugged in and see how the frame rate goes. But it sounds like from all accounts, it's a story-based, wordless story-based puzzler with Lego bricks.
With
and
Legos.
So far, we played for an hour, and it was really cool.
I should check that out. Both my kids would be super into that.
Oh yeah, totally. I can see that for sure. I mean, my daughter loves
the Legos.
I don't know if we talked about Lego Worlds. Were you gone when we started playing that?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I picked up. Obviously we're building for Father's Day. My wife got me a Lego set to do with my daughter as a space set, so we did that. But she's just super into Legos, so I was like, I tried Minecraft before, that didn't work. She wasn't too interested in that. I think just how it looks. But then I picked up Lego Worlds. It was on sale for $4. I was like, I'll throw $4 at something to see if it works. And she just fell in love with it. You can do split screen co-op, and she's just running around exploring the different biomes we're in while I'm building and doing the quests and moving on to the next place. And it's just a ton of fun. She's like, build this, build that, build a castle, build a door here, build a window, all this shit. It was a ton of fun. Yeah. So Lego, I don't know if you have Lego Worlds or not, but it's been a blast.
I remember seeing it before it came out. Because it's came out in March 7th, 2017.
Oh, wow. It's been a while. Yeah. No wonder it's $4.
Okay. Good to know. All right. Yeah. Wouldn't be this coming week. It's also Summer Games Done Quick.
This week already?
Yeah, it started today.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm wow. Okay.
We were recording. My family was finishing up watching a Legend of Zelda Oracle of the Ages speedrun.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was their featured speedrun for the day. They opened with Dragon Age Inquisition, which was insane.
They did a speedrun of Dragon Age Inquisition?
Yep.
Or just a speedrun of the Hinterlands?
No, they did the whole game in less than an hour.
What the fuck?
I know.
Spent so many hours on that game, and I'm nowhere near the end.
I know.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Games Done Quick is always a fun time.
It means I gotta get some new t-shirts.
Yeah, there's some cool t-shirts up.
Awesome.
Go check the Yeti out.
Yep. I get at least 2 or 3 every single time.
Yeah, and there's some good ones. The Horizon Zero Dawn one is real.
Oh shit! Okay.
Are they speedrunning Horizon? Yeah, they are speedrunning. Is that?
Ooh, I like that Summer Games Done Quick. The general shirt with the
Yeah.
controllers on it. That's really good one. The character tee. I always like to see if there's any characters on the character tee my daughter would recognize. Maybe not in that one. Captain Falcon. Oh, Mario 2 is on the speedrunning shirt.
Yep.
Nice. Oh yeah, that Horizon one is good.
Yeah.
Ancient Machines.
Yep.
Snake. Ooh, what's that one? Live Fast or Die Trying? What is that one? Looks like Captain Falcon. Is that an F-Zero one? Oh, yeah, that's an F-Zero one. That's good.
Yeah.
Ooh, that Mega Man one is really good. 9 on the down.
Yep.
This is riveting podcast, I know.
Yeah, they just did Mega Man X today as well. They did a four-person race, 100% Mega Man X, which was fascinating to watch. I mean, they did it in 40 minutes, 100%.
Wow.
Right. So, I don't know. Games Done Quick, always just good entertainment and for a good cause. So.
Totally. I shall be buying a few shirts, that's for sure. Maybe some stickers too. Ooh, that looks good. Awesome.
Cool.
Anything else for the good of the podcast tonight?
I don't think so.
Wow.
No.
Well, we are back. Episode 297. We have a couple more to go until we're in episode 300. Crazy. Been doing this since 2015, man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Nope.
We are old. Well, we already knew that anyway.
You're talking about midlife crisis. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, I hope it's not my midlife, but who knows? We shall see. All right, folks, if you like us, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. Tell a friend or 3, and we will be back next week when we shall be talking about, I don't know what, E3? Not E3. EA Play is not happening next week, I don't think.
No. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll have a topic for you. All right, folks, thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.
All right. Later.